Wow, people wey suppose talk true to power don off mic. And if we talk, na 500,000 they go sama us, call am hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people wey dey spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun Diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. This one not dey off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be dey holla say dem want the power. Chai, dem be promise us say we go get light and power. Dem hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun Diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. This one not dey off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Person wey dey do evil no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too dey talk. He too dey talk. Say Maiyegun Diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman pikin dey the street dey hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun Diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. This man not dey off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Aha, na him una don hear o. All these bad politicians, them we call themselves politicians. Where they thief our money, we no want make the.
Hello there.
Maiyegun lamo do. Maiyegun Diary.
Good evening to you. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you from wherever you are watching from. And this is Maiyegun live. Yes, you're welcome.
Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Maiyegun Diary, lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Thank you.
Maiyegun Diary, gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun Diary, àṣírí
a ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó lọ, àwa ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó lọ.
Buhari ń kí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Sàràkí ń kí, òwe Yorùbá kan ìyẹn ló sọ wípé ibi tẹ́rìn méjì bá ti jà ó léwu. N ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó ń lọ.
A ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó lọ.
Láyé PDP àrí Boko Haram, APC today Fúlàní X-Men. Irú èwo lèyí? $3.50 to $1 ṣé ẹ lọ ń sọ? Èèmọ̀ rẹ o, n ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó ń lọ.
A ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó lọ, àwa ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó lọ. Ìgbà wo ni iPhone 6 wá di PS2 lójú àwọn SARS nílùú Nàìjíríà yìí? wọ́n fìbọn lé wa kiri ó tójú sú mi ayélé o ìbò sí o mi ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó ń lọ. àwọn ọmọge wa tá a rán ní yunifásitì wọ́n ti dolóṣó tán bólẹ̀ ti gbọ́ polóṣó ń ṣe promo ṣebí torí pa ò ní iṣẹ́ lápá àwọn politician wọ́n ti fowó epo abalẹ̀ ayé wọn jẹ́ wọ́n lóhun tó dùn tá ò lè fi fọmọ yẹ ìròyìn mọ́ a ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó ń lọ àwa ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó ń lọ sẹ́nẹ́tọ̀ ti di musician ní Nàìjíríà oh my oh when shall you see your ìlú tó lé fún ẹ o when shall you see your poverty o do you do your people well ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó ń lọ. kọ́mẹ́dì ti wá wọ òṣèlú Nàìjíríà I'm in pain ni gómìnà kan sọ. Are we not in pain? Sósì ní pásítọ̀ ń sọ. Ayé fi máa lè yí. Ìjọ́dọ̀wọ́ ẹ̀bùn ẹ̀mí mímọ́ lọ. A ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó ń lọ. Àwa ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó ń lọ.
Ìgò bẹ̀tà ṣáàlà ti ń gbọ́. Get your PVC ni wọ́n sọ torí election yìí APC tàbí PDP ní ká tún tẹ̀lé best of the same feather.
A ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó ń lọ.
APC ò sí mi PDP náà ò sí mi ẹ̀yin ọmọ Naija ò ẹ di àmúre àwọn olóṣèlú ò sí mi ẹ sọ pé ẹ ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó ń lọ.
A ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó ń lọ. Àwa ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó ń lọ. APC àti PDP ọmọ ìyá olè ni wọ́n ṣẹ́. Lágbájá tó ṣọdún mẹ́jọ ní PDP lọ́jọ́ yẹn ká tó wí ká tó fọ́ ó ti di APC èyí má le o ó lè a ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó ń lọ. Ìgbà wo la máa gbọ́n o ẹ̀yin ara mi olè ara lómi já wá lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí àwa ṣẹ́ títí a tún lọ kọ́ṣẹ́ a ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó ń lọ. A ò ṣe mọ́ o lórí tó ń lọ. Àwa ò ṣe mọ́ o.
Thank you very much for joining me. Good evening to you. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you from wherever you are watching from. And yes, this is Maiyegun live. Tell them. Tell them. So if you have taken your time to read the caption of the broadcast, the description of the broadcast, especially if you are watching on YouTube. Sorry guys, I decided to stream on the side, for my friends on Instagram. There are not really many, but I bet some of them will just come across this by accident. Oh, Maiyegun, you're live. Yes, I am. If you stumble on it on Instagram, Facebook is down. So don't worry yourself about that. But I'll read back to you. You have been following the convention of APC, Egbekegbe, 2014. When these strange bedfellows decided to come together in a code name called To Save Nigeria, these strange bedfellows, their sing-song back then was that PDP, all you needed was to kick out the PDP. So many of us were like, can't you guys see it? PDP is APC, APC is PDP, and they are just like a Siamese twins. But so many people were like, no. Once you leave the PDP, you are now trying to, I mean, they've left PDP. They are trying to save Nigeria. Okay. Today, it is now official. After 7 years of dividing and ruining Nigeria, not even ruining Nigeria, the PDP, people destroy people that they told you repeatedly in 2014, 2015, 7 years ago, that they were the real problems of Nigeria until Boko Haram happened, by the way. So you now know better, I believe. Now the same PDP are now in charge of APC. The reason why I'm actually sharing this with all of us is just to continue to remind you that if you pay attention very, very well, you will be able to predict so clearly what the end goal of the selfish, inordinate, personal ambition of Tinubu, the personal ambition of Tinubu, they are now turned him into a paper dog simply because he wants to be president. Despite the atrocity, the criminality, the ruinous and the destruction, the division and the poverty entrenchment in Nigeria in 7 years of this Boko Haram, Tinubu decided to remain deaf, dumb, even blind because of his blind, personal, inordinate, selfish ambition. So at the end of the day, when you now pay attention to the whole thing, you can easily tell where this is going to end. It's not going to end well, even if they pretend that they are not paying attention, because they love to live in their own world. They live in their own bubble. But sometimes, or all the times, it is always ideal to remind them why people like us will continue to take a public stand against the characters like Tinubu and gang, who we call the opportunists, who ride on the ethnic, on the ethnic background of where they come from to ride roughshod on us, and at the same time, drag us into the cesspool of destruction, which Nigeria symbolizes. So, for who they are, people like us will continue to take a public stand, public position against them, and at the same time continue to educate the public why they must always separate these opportunists, these freeloaders, these pickpockets. You must always be separating them from the tribes they come from the ethnic they come from, because they've separated themselves for far long time ago. So these are the pointers. And when we know them, why we took our stand, or why we are taking the stand, right? It is ideal to see if we can educate some little or few gullible ones who continue to believe in the castle in the air that these criminals are building for you, which always ended in tears anyway. Yeah, convention. For those who know that Nigeria political system is a winner takes it all. And it gave, should we say, it took the emergence of Boko Haram for him to expose the toothlessness of the likes of Tinubu and gang. It didn't take much. It just took Boko Haram. Tinubu wanted to be president. Because he wanted to be president, he decided to go and dine with the devil. Now, he didn't go alone. He dragged us into it. He dragged the Yorubas into it. And that is it is a personal crime, sin that is unforgivable that should never be forgiven of Tinubu. They dragged the Yorubas into their unholy alliance with the devil. And we have been paying with our lives, with our blood, with our land, with our economy. And they have told us to remain quiet because those who claim to be Yorubas in this APC, Egbekegbe Nigeria, they don't want to offend the devil that they are dining with. But it came to head. You will think their loyalty should be rewarded because they actually wanted it rewarded. That is why they will say, you know, when you get killed, Tinubu can come there and ask you, where are the cows? When young people protested against the police brutality, it could just be there and say, and then they got killed. Hundreds of them got killed by the Nigerian military, and they took their bodies away, and they eventually muddled up at the investigation. And what came out of Tinubu's mouth was what? Some of those people who went to the toll gate, they also have a case to answer. Heartless, cold-hearted, indifferent, but at the same time, entitled. Because he wanted to be president, he decided to bury as many as they can bury. But some of us are never going to be buried. And so many people like that are never going to be buried. They are going to continue to speak out and push, and they will continue to save the few gullible, they will be continue to save a few among the millions of the gullibles that actually listen to these lifeless criminals. Do you understand? So Tinubu's presidential race is going to end in tears. It has already ended before it even started. Yes, it has ended. They had an agreement, according to them. He wanted to be president. He decided to dine and wine with the devil. Bring devil to power. Deputize the devil. Sacrifice your people. Kill them, sacrifice them, slaughter them if you have to slaughter them. At the end of the day, there is always a reward for loyalty. Now, the loyalty, Tinubu gave his loyalty, himself and his army of thieves, criminals, certificate forgers, fraudsters, who are the basket case of APC, Egbekegbe, especially in Yoruba land. The basket case of criminals, rogues, opportunists. Their reward was that APC will hand over the party to them so that Tinubu can have an easy ride to become the APC candidate and eventually the president of Nigeria. And it doesn't matter, they've sacrificed the economy of Yoruba land for the past 8 years. Federal, they are talking about, you remember when he was talking about federalism, Tinubu is going to start talking about it again if it's not started. 7 years, Yoruba land got depleted. Yorubas became poorer. You know that in 7 years of the alliance with the devil. Now, to pay them back the loyalty for being loyal to Bukwari, the loyalty for being the ones who have been promoting propagandas and lies that kept people confused. They are living in poverty. They are falling into poverty every now and then. But APC, Egbekegbe, continue to tell them that they need to endure. This was caused by PDP, according to them, forgetting that they are actually the same. They expected them to give them the party. That didn't happen. Now, these people, you know them now. Now, these people, Bukwari handed the party over to PDP. You see the one on the right. I'm sorry, guys, on Instagram, you may not be able to see this. There is an image on the screen. So you can join us on YouTube. It's pretty much better that way. You know what I mean? So these two people, the first one is Iyola Omishore. Iyola Omishore is now the APC, Egbekegbe's General Secretary, National Secretary. Abdullahi Adamu is the former governor of Nasarawa State, accused of stealing over 35 billion naira. He's been standing trial with the EFCC since 20 2012. Now, that's a long time, isn't it? Yeah, that's Nigeria for you. However, in 2014, he was among those who decamped from PDP to go and start APC, Egbekegbe, to come and rescue Nigeria. The 35 billion naira that, that 35 billion naira Nasarawa people's money that he stole, this old fragile thing. Let me share that picture, his picture with you. This is him way back then when he was arrested for this 35 billion naira looted in Nasarawa State. Then he joined, they started APC, Egbekegbe, okay? That money gone. And today, he is in charge of the party of Bokwari's party, Mr. Integrity. And guess what? They actually said it is because of his integrity. That is why he is now leading APC. Now, this person, right, is, according to, I'll even share that story with you now. One moment. Here is another person at their APC, Egbekegbe's convention. This one, Femi Foni Kayode, is now known as internally displaced politician. So if you are, as you have internally displaced people or persons in Nigeria in the IDP, Femi Foni Kayode is now internally displaced politician. You know why? He is a delegate at the APC, Egbekegbe's convention, right? But originally he's from Osun State, Abi. And then he's been living in Abuja. He's been a minister in Abuja. But today at the APC, yesterday at the APC, Egbekegbe's convention, Femi Foni Kayode represented Abia. He is a delegate from Abia. And people said, no, don't be surprised. The guy is IDP, internally displaced politician. Those are the hot-head, crazy-head people who eventually decided who are going to choose the APC presidential candidate eventually. But that's the story now that we're going to get into. Tinubu, let me tell you this, right? Tinubu was begged to return back to Nigeria in 2017. Okay? When he met with his own team of thieves from Lagos, the Lagos Sabobakus, all those ass lickers, the crumb eaters, the crumb chasers, all those ones, or the all-risers, right? When he met with them, they permutated and they said, well, I think let's go and look for a lifeless breeding mannequin from the north. And the person that could do it, a jihadist, a fanatic, yes, it to be Bokwari. So that if he comes in, then, he probably would die before, just like Yaradua. And I would take over, I'll be president. Easy peasy. So they went for it. Propaganda, home and abroad, everywhere. And then other people joined. Saraki, Atifku, everybody shall come with their own agenda. But Tinubu was very, very sure that this is it. We had it. I had this. I have this. Let's, they did all that. Bokwari became president. Then from nowhere, the other faction in the arrangement, CPC, they took over. You know the story. Tinubu was meant to to give names of ministers, ministers, this and that. As the godfather, the new kingmaker, he sent his name, the list of those he wanted to be ministers inside the new APC, Egbekegbe, to the point that it was even like they figured everything out, right? Like, who is going to be the speaker, the deputy speaker, who is going to be the Senate president, the deputy Senate president, who is going to be the chairman committee on finance here, chairman, you know what I mean? That's how ready Tinubu and his team in Lagos, that's how they planned. Book, everything sorted, Mr. Perfect. They now went into arrangement with the devil. The devil came to power. And the devil machineries, they show face. Malamu and gang, they say, oh, we'll go show you. Within 6 months, Tinubu automatically realized his space, his own place in this new APC, Egbekegbe. What did he do? He ran away. First to Equatorial Guinea. From Equatorial Guinea, straight down to France. And that was where he stayed Tinubu stayed away from 2016 until 2017. That was after Bokwari then was in London for over 3 months. And they needed people to, to at least calm people down. Number one, all the ministers he sent, all the names he sent, they trashed them. Nobody cared about him. And they gave the appointment to those people, he never wrote their names. That's why they were not loyal to him. Fashola, Fayemi, Shitu, Kemi Adeosun, who else came from Yoruba land that time? None of them is loyal to him because he didn't appoint them. So when Bokwari and APC have now lost ground, that was when they're from nowhere, Tinubu and that BC Akonde, that's when they showed face in London. Abi? They showed face in London to make people feel like, number one, is the truth, number one, to show that Tinubu is still relevant. For those who have seen that he's not been seen for years after he brought APC Egbe to power. You remember? Then the second thing, for him to bring everybody together because election is going to be happening in 2 years. You know what this story, I'm just reminding you. All of this, so back then, were just to make him realize that he's just a tissue paper. They will use him, they will dump him, and that the safety, the progress, the development, the right of Yoruba people should never be seconded, or in fact, should never be buried in the case of being loyal to criminals, because he is also a criminal, isn't he? He was waiting for his reward. So Tinubu became somebody who doesn't even now talk about all of these vices. They say because they are the ones in power. Aha! No, it is because of what they've promised, even after they have wronged them all. True story. True story. That was when he showed face. And then when Bokwari returned back to Nigeria, they said he should come and be the reconciliator general for APC. You remember that? When he was traveling everywhere, settling crisis caused because promise and fail. All of them, I call them strange bedfellows, right? Immediately after the swearing in 2015, everybody went with dagger, Ibon, Ada, everybody, they go after one another. Even Tinubu had to run away. I just told you a story. So they now brought him back to come and reconcile people, reconcile APC. Long story short, they decided, okay, you know what? We'll give you the director, being a chairman, Federal Inland Revenue Service. Go and bring somebody. They shall say, okay, you know what? In fact, the party will hand over the party to you. That was when they created the position, party leader, national leader. Yeah. No, sorry. Before the election, they were calling him national leader, APC. After the election, it was El Rufaya that first reminded him that. So they called for National Executive Council meeting of APC, and you know that Tinubu is not an executive member of APC. He doesn't hold any political position there. You know that. So that national leader of APC, they said Tinubu now, after the election, after they've come to power, Tinubu now traveled to Abuja. He wanted to go and attend APC NEC meeting. That was when they told him, Benny, there's no position called national leader in APC. No position called national leader in APC constitution. Now, after then, he left Nigeria. Sorry, Jerry. Thank you for reminding me. Sure, you remember now. Now, they now brought him back. They now said he's the national leader again. That he should come and reconcile them. You remember now? He was flying in his private jet. Sokoto, Kaduna, Kano, everywhere, That was when they said, for you to know that we respect you a lot, we are sorry that we call your bluff. We are sorry that we rubbished you after the 2015, okay? You know what? What do you want? And he said he wanted the party. He said, give me the party. Let me organize the party. Let me prepare the party. That was what he asked for. That was what Tinubu asked for. But they knew that he wanted the party so that he can hijack it and use his own babasope so that he can prepare himself for 2023. If they win in 2019, they knew. And they said, okay, fine. Maiyegun will sit down, jeje, somewhere. They wait for the benefit of them. I mean, after after BCR Conde, yeah, they did a convention and they made Maiyegun their chairman. Remember? Now Maiyegun is there. He no get wahala. The guy no get issue. But to satisfy Tinubu, they have to sacrifice Maiyegun from where he was sitting down. Straight bullet hit him. Then come out to Maiyegun. Maiyegun was like, I cursed them. I didn't do it. I said, Baba, don't worry. Now dog eats dog fight. Don't worry. That was when Oshiomhole became the chairman. No? That was how Oshiomhole became chairman. Tinubu needed a rugged person and somebody who hold him. Oshiomhole hold Tinubu. Because the abracadabra court case that gave Oshiomhole tribunal verdict, appeal court verdict that made Oshiomhole governor. All of that were sponsored by Tinubu, paid for. So Oshiomhole hold Tinubu. Safe to be the APC chairman, be the bulldog for you. Tinubu, if you do the job, now why not? I hold you. That was how Oshiomhole became chairman of APC. But they just needed him to help them put something together for 2020 and for 2019. They couldn't do it. Remember that they always brag that if Bokwari has 12 million voters. These 12 million votes, they never made the Bokwari ordinary head of Daura local government area. Talk less of making him the governor of Katsina State. Talk less of making him the president of Nigeria. It was the Agbero from Isaleko, the Agbero from what do you call it? The Shangodele from Iragbiji, who decided to just give a little bit of a bit of the missing puzzle, put it in. So they know that their 12 million cannot do anything. So let this guy have his way. Oshiomhole became the bulldog for Tinubu. No joke. And the first casualty, the first casualty, the first person that took the bullet of Oshiomhole and Tinubu's control of the party was Ibikunle Omo-Amoshi. Ibikunle Omo-Amoshi is the former governor of Ogun State. Amosun, you know him. Amosun and Bokwari, now like this. Since 2004, after Bokwari contested under ANPP, Bokwari and Amosun, they have been kind of party, Ojuaye eye service. Amosun was a senator. Bokwari was a megad with his 150 cows in Daura who want to be president. Somehow, when Ibikunle Omo-Amoshi became governor in 2011, you know what happened? He took over the welfare of Bokwari and family. Ogun State money was being ferried. There were evidence, so I'm not making this up, evidence. So Ogun State money was being ferried to feed Aisha Buhari and her children, pay for school fees, pay for house rent in London, pay for Bokwari's medical. So now like this, then be. So when Tinubu came back, and Tinubu and Amosun, now like this, then be. So now Amosun first take the bullets. Among other people who took bullets here, bullets there, Bokwari's power. Then after 2019, Kasala go boss, Kasala go bust. Kasala go boss, Kasala go boss. How many of you remember that song of the 90s? Kasala come bust. Now so they come open book for Oshiomhole. Now you don't do your work. You don't need to do again. And yourself and Tinubu, all of you make una go to hell. If you don't behave, you go end up in jail. Brothers and sisters, that was how Oshiomhole got kicked out. And the owners of power and the owners of the party, APC, Egbekegbe, they took over. That's a CPC, by the way. They took over. The jihadists, they took over their thing in order to rearrange it. Tinubu, you will not be president. But they are not saying it to him directly. That will be the second time they betrayed him. The same people. And he will never say, Pim. They're not born and well. It's a grace. The second time they betrayed him. Oshiomhole, dustbin. Another person took over. They can't turn them to person where they consult, kingmaker where they consult. He started consulting. I want to consult. Baba declare, no, I want to consult. I'm consulting. Who born you? You go consult, Taya. Now, this is the moment. If they indeed are with him, right? They said their convention, which would have scattered everything, okay? Because it means that everybody will just have to push their own delegate here and there and all of that, and they know their agenda. That's not going to happen. Bokwari has a way of having his way. And Tifnumbu, oh my shoe. He couldn't do anything. He will sit down there. So don't let anybody blackmail you. You are a Yoruba man. As a Yoruba man, where you are supposed to support one. No. Don't let anybody blackmail you. This is why you should never let anybody blackmail you. They will serve them their own breakfast, and it's going to be so fresh, smoky. And you shall show no sympathy. You shall show no empathy. You shall wait and watch. And if you have your cups, you can drain their tears. Do not, you shall never be blackmailed by any of these rogues. This is why. The second time, he denied Yoruba people. He denied Yoruba land. He denied the reality in Yoruba land. He kept mute. He remained deaf, dumb, and blind. And you shall remain deaf, dumb, and blind to when they serve them, because they are beginning to serve them. They were laughing at us. They are not going to be laughing anymore. We're going to be laughing. Yes, we are going to be laughing. And when we finish laughing, don't forget, keep your doors open. When they are beaten blue-black, when they get served, when they eat their own breakfast, when they turn around, they will always remember who they are. Who are they? They are Yorubas. They are Igbos. They are, everybody knows where they come from. And everybody will find back their root. Those ones who are Yorubas among them, they will find their way back. Now, one by one, turn by turn, Nigeria Limited. You, brethren, on the temple of truth, you shall show no sympathy. Because if you do, you will be an hypocrite. You know why? Their tears is expected, and you shall show no empathy or sympathy until their tears flow and flow and flow, and possibly, dry, if possibly drown them. Just keep your doors open when they run to safety. They won't give him the party. He's been betrayed the second time. The picture is right there. It is obvious. No amount of blackmail, no amount of propaganda, no amount of falsehood, and no amount of denial can actually cover this up. It is obvious. And then get party, our party, national leader, our national leader, Tifnumbu, he love Yoruba land, you don't understand him, he's this and that, all of that is going to end in tears, and the signals are right here before you. Make I show you some of them. I mean, what is wrong? They were supposed to be the second in the legacy party that came together, and when they're supposed to be the second, CPC, ACN, new PDP, ABGA of what do they call them? Okorocha, ANPP. Five legacy parties formed APC. What? Why is it so hard for them to trust even Tifnumbu, their number one ally in crime? Alaji Tifnumbu. One weary came there, he came on my YouTube and he said, "You this Maiyegun, waiting Tifnumbu steal from your baba." I said, Oloshi. Now waiting they steal from your, waiting they steal from your papa. They try remind you so that because I realized that they don't steal them from you too. Before they steal them from your children, And they try to tell you, now brain, they don't steal your brain. And this is what they did. So they put themselves together. They were like, you know what? There's not going to be any contest. What we are going to do is that we are going to do consensus. Babasope. That is what is called consensus. So babasope. And for you to know that Bokwari doesn't want any kind of funny play. The guy, you see, people think that Bokwari doesn't really know what is going on. That is the trickiest one that has kept many, many people to give excuses for Bokwari. He may be demented, he may be suffering from many things, right? But when it comes to the wickedness and the cold-heartedness, he knows how to pick, how to choose his victim very well. In this case, he knows how to deal with his own supposed, friends. I mean, what is it? Why can't he trust him? Tinubu wanted to choose the party chairman, as in, it was supposed to be given the, Bokwari don't do it whole. Make everybody now. It's supposed to be Tinubu. Why are they against him? Why? I don't know. They just don't want another call, whatever. So they didn't do that. They went to go and bring another thief. Another thief, another old one. In fact, very old, this one. Abdullahi Adamu. And Tinubu have no choice. Do you understand? He has no choice. He has to take it. Or, before you know it, all of you now, when they say on your mandate, you go see film now. You go see, what do they call them? Film. Tinubu told Yorubas, ACN, Tinubu, Bisia Konde, and all of them, they told Yorubas for for how many years? For over 10 years, that Omishore killed Bola Ige. PDP killed Bola Ige. Omishore killed Bola Ige. Until Osun election came, and they needed Omishore of PDP, the man that they said killed Bola Ige, to come and help them, APC, last year, Omishore joined them. And today, from the same PDP, Omishore was from ADO. They were all together back then. Anyway, yeah, I think they were old pals. Until they said he killed Bola Ige, Cicero, then, right? So, Omishore then joined PDP and became a senator. Now, the one on the right, which is the chairman. So today, Omishore, the Bola Ige killer, is the APC, Egbekegbe's national secretary or general secretary of APC. And then, you know what I mean? So, he now turned to, okay, give us something. At least, me kuku no scatter everything. A more convention happened, though. People started beating themselves. Old men, Baba, Mama, they were beating them. My show. Some of them, I saw their pictures this morning. If you actually see where they slept, so far, no, they really tire people. Are you with me? But nevertheless, it was time for people to start stepping down. Should be a consensus. Consensus means first they allowed all of them to go and take forms. Some of these Lagos Abobakus, the senior vuvuzelas, the senior all risers on Twitter, on Facebook, everywhere. Those are what they do. Those ones that they use their propaganda, they mobilized them during the NSAS protest. And then when they killed the innocent people at Lekki Toll Gate and across Lagos, these were the children of perdition, criminals, jobless Oceans, right? That they hired on social media to deny that Lekki Toll Gates never happened. You know what I mean? To deny that, and you know what I'm talking about? All because they were taking they were waiting for their turn. Anyway, some of them felt kind of ambitious. Many of them indeed. But you see those young ones, these Lagos Abobakus, all these Oshogbo Alimajiris. Those among them, yeah, there were those who come from abroad. You remember when I when I tell you about the Abroadian Buhari idiots, the Abroadian Sai barbarians, the Bele lecturers, the Mumu lecturers, the Mumu Madus. You see the Bele lecturers, those are the ones who are abroad. They know that Nigeria is done for. Nigeria is just a scrapyard, a scrapyard where just like a graveyard where vultures can go to and scavenge. You can get away with anything. Just go in there and make your money and get the hell out of the place. So they stay abroad. They continue to tell the Buhari idiots, the cyber barbarians in Nigeria, that Nigeria is going to be better. APC is working hard. Buhari is the best. Because they are waiting for their own turn too. So majority of them returned to Nigeria. Some even contested. They want to have a seat at the table. You know what I mean? Disgraceful, shameless lots. And they are always those ones you see on social media that pretend to look all right. They are not really all right. These are, career criminals who have a mentor, or they get their mentorship from old, hag, retiring, expiring criminals. Tinubu and co. So if they cannot get chairman, if they cannot get secretary, if they cannot get anything that is substantial that will determine what is it going to be, who is going to be the presidential candidate, another candidate, and the rest, can we at least be something else in the party? Oh boy, you the Chris, you know the look face. It said here in Lagos. And so drama started though. But it first started with the supposed Yoruba progressive APC Egbekegbe leader. They told them to step down. They're like, what the hell? Why should we step down? Are you mad? Malamu don't write list and your name not there. Step down.
I want to thank Almighty Allah for giving us this opportunity to address this gathering. May I also specifically thank my most respected Asiwaju. I'm not talking of Asiwaju Tinubu. Before Asiwaju Tinubu, we have Asiwaju Aremo, who brought me to this podium now. I have known him since about 1979, when he was managing director of Sketch, and very close to our government, the UPN government in Oyo State at that time. He has always taken me as his son, and I always defer to him. My grievance was the fact that under the term, loose term of consensus, the position I wanted, which I aspired to, was given to some other person on a platter of gold. And I said, as a lawyer of 42 years, I'm intelligent enough to know that consensus means conceding to somebody. But you cannot concede on behalf of somebody, particularly when you don't have my instruction. So I was not part of the consensus. But because of the plea and the reminder of the respect that I've always had to our leader and mentor, General Muhammadu Buhari, I've always said this, that before he appointed me a minister, I was a local champion in Oyo State. But by virtue of my appointment as a minister, today I've become a national figure, alhamdulillah. So I want to openly declare that I have completely accepted what has been done in the name of consensus. I will give every cooperation, and I undertake that I will neither go to court nor address the press again on this whole issue.
That is it. After Bokwari wrote his list, so they now brought everybody to the convention. There is already list. Why are you doing convention? Just tell everybody to say, we do, we agree. But they still brought them there. They don't get you. Oh yeah, come on. So yeah, take mic. Oh yeah. Do you concede or you don't concede? Speak. Here is another one.
No need to fight. She is here. You are contesting the election. Yes,
my name is Mary Ekreta, contesting for National Woman Leader APC. I will not withdraw my this aspiration.
Thank you very much. There is contest for National Woman Leader. Okay, please, let's clear the stage. Let us clear the stage first. Let's clear the stage.
That one no agree. They said woman leader Mary Ekpe. Mary Ekpe has stepped down. For another, I said, no, I'm not stepping down. I am contesting. That one is because that one not get any leg in his in a bag. This one is from one Lagos Abobaku. Dada Olusegun, his name. He wanted to be the youth leader of APC, Egbekegbe. This is the one that publicly mobilized to deny the Lekki toll gates and SARS killings. Ashewere, Olori Bruku, the guy himself na criminal. Watch this video.
Baba, don't tell us. Step down. If you are not fighting for another person, go there. Will I speak? Baba, don't follow me. I don't feel speak for God. Step down now. Another thing, another thing, I'll tell you two things. Another thing. No, can you listen to me? No, Baba, let me tell you something. Money was crazy. I don't know what it is. No, go to the election now. But they brought you like we're talking about.
My name is Dada Olusegun. I hereby withdraw from nomination for the office of National Youth Leader of our great party. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. The great you.
Stay on your mandate. Stay on your mandate. My name is Dada Olusegun. I want to withdraw my great party. I want you to Leleya. Did you hear what that guy was telling him? Come. Just go up there and tell them that you are stepping. No, I'm not stepping down. See, there's a reason. Come. There's two cases. Two cases came forward. One of them, homicide. You know what is called homicide? Homicide is to say somebody died. So that guy is a criminal who want to be the youth leader in the jihadist party of APC. There's another video of the guy. As a Yoruba man, Ojutimi, young person, no. All these vuvu sellers that would deny anything. If you tell them that, hey, boy, look, a bag of rice is now 30,000 naira, they will tell you, why are you eating rice? Must you eat rice? There is rice in Kano. There is this and that. All these shameless, jobless boys. And I'll show you his face. The frustration before he finally cried, before he finally cried and withdrew his own whatever there. He saw Tifnumbu. They are moving the Okubo, the Kolu. They are pushing the Kolu in the crowd. And they started prostrating. Imagine prostrating where a lot of people are walking. And person won't be youth leader. You want to see his face properly. I'll show you that thing again. I'm coming back to it. Now in face be this. Dada Olusegun, 2019 February.
My name is Dada Olusegun. I'm a member of the All Progressives Congress and an ardent supporter of the President, Muhammadu Buhari. I speak up for President Muhammadu Buhari and Vice President Yemi Osinbajo to continue beyond 2019 in office as the president and vice president of Nigeria, because for me, they represent a change. They represent change from the way Nigeria used to be. They represent improvement in agriculture. They represent improvement in infrastructure. For me, they represent sympathy for the poor and the masses. For me, Yemi Osinbajo and President Muhammadu represent the face of a new Nigeria, where impunity is no longer the order of the day, where corruption is no longer seen as.
Okay, I'll show you this video again. And I want you to listen very, very attentively to what this person is telling him. That, Muniko, calm down, calm down. Once you have one information, they just give us that information, two cases. One of them homicide. And it involves you. So if they say you should withdraw, just withdraw. It's a year now. I'm not speaking for governor. I'm just telling you. They go arrest you. Now here we go take you. From here we go take you. The same way you step down, you they do like say they crazy, they mentor. What did they worry you? Just want to be gra anything. No, you go step down. Now I want you to listen again. You should listen to this again. Bunch of rogues.
Money was saying, I don't know what it is. But they brought you like that. We're talking about
My name is Dada Olusegun. I hereby withdraw from nomination for the office of National Youth. About great heart. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. The great youth.
Great youth. The great youth. Say you saw the guy face properly. Those are the vuvuzelas, jobless boys and girls. Jobless men, or he probably is in his 40s too, youth. But they gave it to another person, they gave it to another person, and they told him, they brought two legal, yeah. One of them, homicide. I don't understand about just step down. If they tell me, I want you to only. They are everywhere. Some of them are watching me. They call them influencers. They come here to come and lecture me and ask me stupid questions about why am I criticizing Tinubu? Why am I criticizing their PDP, APC, and the rest of all the rogues that they love to worship? Why now, Maiyegun? Because Olori Buruku, you are waiting for your turns. Majority you are waiting for your turn. And since I am not one of those waiting for their turn, so why do you think I should? Cause it to you, and you weary. That is why they are promoting all these ancestors. The weary want, and Tinubu was coming. He was prostrating. They said, move. People were like, oh boy, this one don't pass here yet, because they don't get any real life. And once APC evaporates now, some of them, you see that APC Lagos. If APC no de Lagos again, trust me, you go see Boko Haram in Yoruba land, and you'll be wondering where Boko Haram, this kind of Boko Haram come from. Boko Haram, we go to speak by Jebu, Egun, and everything. Now they are the former motor garage touts who are now forming political opinion model for you in a rogue nation promoted by a rogue at Ole Kolu. So Lori Bruku indro the time, majority indro the turn, along with the Nijako dinner by Mama disgrace, the Mama she, Abu Sabala in Sokine, Even though it's not going to change anything. You know what I mean? Crumb chasers, crumb eaters, they will always be crumb chasers, crumb eaters, ass lickers. They will always be like that. It is just so unfortunate that when they try to make a political, when they say they are making political opinions, political views, because of their slavery to those they are licking their asses, to those their weak ancestors. It is an insult to our intelligence. Do you understand that now? It's an insult to our own intelligence, because how could crumb eaters, jobless men and women, because they have access to the same power that they abuse, or they are queuing to have access to the power that their rogue leaders are abusing. So it's an insult when they say they have political opinion and they say you don't understand the politics. You don't understand how the politics was. How does your politics work other than shop by shop nonsense? No shame. No shame. That's how your politics work. So when you turn around and say you have political opinion, and then they're making political opinions based on stomach infrastructure. I want 40 years old, 48 years old youth. That's how sad it is, but it is not that enough. So Tinubu is getting the message. They are getting the message, but they are kind of trying to turn it on us. There are some side attractions, though. I don't know if you saw this too.
I said they will break this down.
Yeah, that's the part of their convention. So eventually, Isha went the way it went. So I saw somebody called Henry Nide or Henry Knight. I don't know. So if anybody is creating any kind of distraction, please let me know. Okay. I just read the comment like, do you want Curtis to follow you? I don't know what that means. If anybody say or try to cause a distraction in the comment section, please let me know. I can always kick them out. I don't want to. This is not Facebook, by the way. On Facebook, where Buhari idiots, cyber barbarians, ambush slaves, obedient fools, and sophisticated morons, where they mostly have what they call a free Facebook, internet, or something like that. They don't watch my video. They just stay in the comment section to cause distraction. So this is not Facebook. If you see any weary, let me know. Many weary one, let them know. Do you understand that now? So I'll be here doing the tidying up. Anyway, maybe we'll take a break from this Tinubu's wrecked presidential train. It's already wrecked. It's just going to play out. At the end of the day, gradually you're going to get there. And the way what I want you to pay attention to is this. Tinubu believed that whatever money cannot do, more money will do it. That's a very strong belief, because Tinubu understands the political terrains, and Tinubu knows how to use numbers. Do you understand? When I say numbers, right? All he's going to ask for is that, can you please give us, if they say, okay, we are going to do the party primaries. Do you understand that now? Party primaries means that, delegates are going to vote and the rest of that. So Tinubu can ask for, give me the list. What is the total number of the delegates that are going to select a party? Because it's no longer in control. Do you get that now? It's no longer there anymore. So we have to wait for whatever this Adamu, Abdullahi, Omishori, and the rest of them, whatever they told them inside the ass old rock, that's what they will pass down. Abi? Now, Tinubu can say, oh, how many delegates? 10,000 delegates. How many are our own? They say, only 2,000. We have 2,000 of them. 2,000. Then how many do we need? We need like 5,000. Okay, we need 5,000. Tinubu can pay individual delegates any amount of thousands of dollars. They can pay them to bribe them, and they will give him the number of that 5,000 delegates, right? But that is not how it works. You see the way they were preparing to go and slug it out and fight it out and use their delegates to to contest all the positions, take over the party this time around, and get Tinubu ready to go. Now, that was put to rest just a few hours before the day. Bukwari called all of them and he said, give me your names, give me your names, give me the names of people you want. They gave him names, and yesterday he started announcing names. The names that he knows that they are all going to go after one another, dagger down. Then he picked the secretary and he picked the party chairman, and he left the venue. Tinubu was there, dozed off, right? And this morning, it's done. Everybody have to agree. If you don't agree with that decision, trust me, you are not willing to sleep in your house this week. And that's the deal. Right? That's the deal. So what that means is that you are not going to have any primaries. They say direct, indirect, whatever name they give to it. This time around they call it consensus, which is called selection. Babasope. Is that not what they do in Lagos? Babasope, they pick people. They pick who they want to pick. And once they pick you, they say, okay, the leaders have completed, they have concluded. Really? The other day, I was reading it in the news and they said, Tinubu has approved that Sanwo-Iku can go for second term. That's it. So that's exactly what's going to happen. So there's not going to be any primary election, primary this or primary. A decision will be taken. This person is going to be the consensus candidate. And that's it. If their consensus candidate is not Tinubu, which is, I can tell you, 80% guaranteed not him, right? Now, if their consensus candidate is not Tinubu, there's no primaries, there's nobody to bribe, there's nobody to pay off, there's no problem. Their money can solve them anymore. There will be no money to use to solve anything. Now, when that happens, that's it. He will not say, Pim. They're no born and well. May talk saying one go start another party. They're no born and well. I'm saying it to free of charge. You know what? He's going to come out. He's going to announce and say, I support the decision of my party. And he will go back into his bodylon dog house. And he will just grab his towel and he will just cry codedly. That's what is going to happen. I'm telling you that now free of charge. And I know that an average Lagos Abobaku, Oshogbo Alimajiri, they are not going to agree with me. You've never agreed with me. You know that. Many of you have never agreed with me. But now here, jejely, I go sit down. Right there on my laps. Everything I need to tell you, they drop on my laps. And I come back here to say, you still don't believe? Give it another few days. Yes, give it another few days. It's a forgone issue. Now, it is like that pattern. It will come out, it will accept it, it will endorse whoever they say, and that is the end of Solomon Gandhi. Born on Monday, die on Tuesday, and we jump on Wednesday or whatever. I don't even know I can't remember the poem again. That is the end of Solomon Gandhi. Are you with me? Tinubu want to be president in January. He declared in January. He consulted in February. He did convention in March, and then he got the news. Got broken whatever in in April, and by June the old Swaga 2023 is dead, and they say that is the end of Solomon Gandhi. Born on Monday, jump on Tuesday, work on Wednesday, talk on Thursday, running on Saturday, marry on Sunday, die on Monday. It no matter. That's the beginning of and the end of Solomon Gandhi. I have told you now, but you can play it out. You have been waiting for years. It took them 7. Tinubu and gang waited 7. They can wait another 7 days or 7 weeks or 7 months. At the end of the day, you know that that is the end of Solomon Gandhi. That's what we end it at the end of the day. So I'm glad that I can say I have a lot of Yoruba sons and daughters today who knows better. They can no longer be emotionally dragged into the selfish, greedy, personal ambition of Tinubu. It is so ridiculous that he did it the first time. He didn't even apologize. He did it the second time. He first did the second time. He is not even apologizing. Now he wants to do it in another larger scale. Like we are all deaf, dumb, and blind like him. He's not going to be dragging the Yorubas into it anymore. And I'm happy that I'm part of those that makes that happen. That Yorubas will tell you, I'm not part of that nonsense. Please don't attach me to my to Tinubu's nonsense. So please. But you are a Yoruba man, can't you? Please, excuse me, please. Yes. Until when I was reading the news again and I saw that it never finished, because Atifku, Saraki, Tambuwa, Bala Muhammad, and Wike, and Peter Obi. So they said Wike, that they initially thought was angling for vice president, and he also told PDP that there is no way a southern president can defeat APC, Egbe. So they should look up to the north. And in his own book, people have told us where a Wike would rather be a vice president to Tambuwa. My Biafran brothers they are the craziest, right? If you mention Wike, they will say Mrs. Tambuwa. That's what they call him. Maiyegun, you're talking about Mrs. Tambuwa? I was like, it is a perfect match, but he is here to surprise you too. Because according to him, Atiku no go get him. The North will not get it. With a Wike, is going for the kill. And he has the capacity to. You should like this. Maybe not.
For you to remove this APC from power. See, my mother told me, when a madman flocks you, don't run. If you run, the madman will pursue you. If you flock you, take stick back, flog the madman. That the madman will, this is very painful. Then the madman will start running. This APC, they require people too who will tell them enough is enough. And I'm that person that can tell them enough is enough. We must take this power. Power, they know the dashable. Do you dash power? Power is what? Taking. I'm ready to take it for PDP. And I will take it for PDP. No, if you're on the election, they know the dash power. Then they take power. All these people who want the election, if they support me. To do what? I've come out. I'm going to take this power from APC back to PDP by the grace of God. God has given us what it is, and that's why God is making APC to make mistake every day. That is how you know God is with you. So I'm begging all of you here, Abamoro, Suswan, Senator, spoke well, members, chairman, don't go and sell your vote. Don't go and sell your vote. Give me. Because I'm the only one that can have the capacity. APC people, when they hold meeting, they say, look, don't enter Wike's problem. They must enter. And when they have entered, I've captured them. Give me this to do. Let me return power to PDP. Thank you.
You see una life? Giving me the power. Power is not given for free. If you are looking for somebody who can fight APC, I am that person that can help you fight APC. I need to grab this power. Una don't finish. They celebrate him, or if you see all the his own vuvuzelas, you see, Nigeria is not a real place. You see that guy, they call him Mr. Project. With a Wike, because he has constructed 11 flyover bridges. Oh boy, 2022. My brother, Wike is working. I say, hey, yeah, but I heard that the pensioners are not paid. My friend, now today the whole pensioner, the guy has constructed 11 bridges in 7 years. I say, oh, 11. Yes, 11. He's the best in Nigeria. I say, already, no, but you know what I'm talking about. It is just the preference. How much do you love your own oppressors and the rest? But it's just the time, the season, I have to say, because this person, who happened to be the man that Wike is trying to talk about, this man.
When Waziri Adamawa came here, he talked about unity of Nigeria. Nigeria has never been so divided as we are now. And he warned us that this disunity is going to destroy the country. And so, but when he came here and reaffirmed it in a formal speech, many of us developed joy and hope.
Since the Civil War, the unity of Nigeria has never been threatened as it is today. Nigerians are losing hope in the oneness of this country. My fellow Nigerians, I am the unifier.
Here is a man educated, sagacious, industrialized, great entrepreneur, and ready and willing to put Nigeria forward.
I'm confident in my ability to deliver inclusive governance. Let us unite and fight our common enemies. That is lack of unity, insecurity, poverty, inflation, and unemployment.
He has looked at the mistakes of the outgoing president and has corrected those mistakes. That's what Nigerians will vote for him massively. He has looked at the mistakes and he used his speech to address all of them. Unity is in focus, job creation, growing the economy, and stabilizing Nigeria. That's why, look at the crowd. Who can draw this kind of crowd in Nigeria? Tell me who. Tell me who. And so, for us in Nigeria, we thank God for him. He has agreed to come.
As one people, with one future, we will be one country.
You buy the bobo, you go see many more. You see why I always bring those materials to show you them is because you're not going to go and see them somewhere and say, Tifu, see that speech. One nation, one people, one unity. We are unity. I'm unifier. So, you can love a Tifu. You go see all different characters, mad people. Telling you they want to save Nigeria, they can rescue Nigeria and the rest of them. Don't join them. Don't. Because there is something called BLLB. It's a title in Yoruba land. Title for failure. Title for nothingness. BLLB. Do you get that now? Yeah. So we are waiting for the reactions that is expected to follow this whole dog eat dog fight. We expect that. We should not also forget our own calling, which is so important. Our calling has to do with knowing the truth and then doing something about it. On our part, for those of us who have been shut out anyway, you see, if we say that their election is fraud, lie, rigged, we have all of the ingredients to back that up. And we've been doing that from time immemorial, letting you know that you cannot build nothing, you cannot build something on nothing. And the likes of Tinubu and gang, they have the chance of parading themselves for whatever they want to parade themselves as today because they are from Yoruba land. And being from Yoruba land and Yoruba being forcefully part of Nigeria, so they end that invitation by association or so as Yoruba. But they've used all the available opportunities to defend themselves, fend for themselves, and at the same time, put the interest of Yoruba land at the back burner, at the back, completely back bench of the conversation and discussion and then decision making in Nigeria. So it's pretty much about themselves. So some of us have separated ourselves from that, and we want so many people to know why. And they too should separate themselves from that system. We present ourselves as people who are educated, exposed, enlightened, and pretty much kind of advanced in our, reasoning and all that, only for greed of the few to continue to cage us, cower us, and then limit us, and sadly so, killing us as well. So as a Yoruba man, the Yorubas finding their roots, finding ourselves. You see, sometimes when you use the word taking us out of the the slavery and the enslavement of our association with Nigeria can sometimes be a little bit triggering for some people. Like, we are not slaves. We are just slaves of our own fear, which is now pretty much understandable. So if we have anything to do to turn the clock, or to turn the hand of the clock, or to change the pattern and all that, we would definitely have to, break ourselves away from the shackle and the chain of our fear. So enough of talking in parables and all around it. I have come to term that, and I'm not just alone. There are so many like myself, like yourself, watching me right now. That Nigeria is, Nigeria is an hopeless situation. Okay, and every now and then, people kind of want to try to salvage the problems, right? In their own little way, they pretended want to salvage it, but in the process of trying to salvage it, the Nigeria problem, what do? They multiply the problems, and the multiplier effect is that it gets worse than it was before they offered to fix it. So some of us believe that there is no point in fixing it because we know why it can be fixed, until we all come to term like that and put actions into our words that, no, we don't want this anymore. Then we'll continue to get the same thing again and again and again, which is what the likes of Tinubu and co, what they promote. We should, by now, we should have had, in Yoruba land, for example, with this level of degeneration and even poverty, we should have had a chance where those who claim to be elders in Yoruba land, the young, the old, they would have started the mobilization that would demand the non-participation of Yorubas in validation of another fraud. But because the key people who are supposed to do that, they are at the forefront of those who want to take over the mantle of that oppressive, system. They have been benefiting from it. Now that they are not doing that, we are taking it upon ourselves. Taking it upon ourselves to tell every soul in Yoruba land why they must never, ever be sandwiched or manipulated into believing in the selfish one Nigeria agenda that their fellow Yoruba brothers and sisters are going to be selling to them. We need to now go in between and then let those that needed to be saved from the hands, or let me say from the tongues of the, or let me say the lying tongues of these Yoruba sons and daughters who have now turned to betrayers of their own people. Nigeria, oneness Nigeria, is injurious to the people of Yoruba land, not just us, to the people of Yoruba land. And it is an ideal thing for those who say they speak for Yoruba people, for those who have been benefiting from claiming to be representing the Yoruba people in Project Nigeria. It is enough, in my own view, that, put it this way, let's put it this way. They have the chance But they choose not to speak for you. They choose not to stand for you. They choose not to even care for you. But they care for Nigeria because Nigeria care for them and not for you. So until we get to that, to build up, to link that bridge between why Nigeria is not working and why as Yorubas in Nigeria today, why we should do away with any ideology, any message that continue to tell us to hold on, it's going to be, or wait for our turn. It's going to get to our turn, or it's going to get to this person's turn, or wait for the next one, validate this and that. So we must rise against a such in Yoruba land. The false hope and false expectation built by criminal politicians, PDP, APC, and others, religious criminals who continue to manipulate you and give you fake and fraudulent prophecies that are planned, programmed, and then managed in a way to condition you towards whatever the political class who have been ruining us, whatever they want done or whatever they want you to do. They can use their religious counterparts to intimidate you into believing them. So we should call ourselves the Crusaders. And the Crusaders are going to be the Yorubas who will liberate the minds of those who have been conditioned to believe that Nigeria may work if they wait, or maybe Nigeria is going to work if they starve, if they suffer more, maybe if they suffer a little bit more, Nigeria is going to come back and work for them. Now, we would be those Crusaders that would tell them, no, it's not going to be. They lied to our parents. They lied to their own parents. This is how it happened, right? You know, our progenitors, our forebearers, those who came before us, they lied to them that all they needed was to cooperate and let those criminals of those era do what they thought would be the right thing for the sake of for their own sake and the sake of the future of their children. Now, those who came after them didn't see that future. They joined in that servitude. They joined in that enslavement and slavery. They had no chance. They had no choice. And then those who came after them, and those who came after them, and those who came after them as well. Now, here we are. We are here now. And we are being conditioned to take up the same thing that our progenitors, our forebearers, our forefathers took. Maybe they didn't even take this much. They want us to take them because those who are currently in charge of our slavery and our enslavement, they are no longer people of different color than ours. They don't even speak different language than ours, which simply means that we have been turned against ourselves. Those who had the chance of protecting us, they decided to enslave us. They're making it, and they call us a rebel once we go against the status quo. All of these are the reasons why you should join the Crusaders that are going to take up opposition to every rigged norms and their teachings in Yoruba land, for example. The ideologies that makes us believe that the rogues who created our problems, our backwardness, those who are so deaf, dumb, and blind, wherever the conversation about our travails, our problems are being discussed, the problems caused by Nigeria on us, right? Wherever they are supposed to be discussed, those who claim to be speaking, those who are supposed to be speaking for us, those who are supposed to be representing us, but representing themselves and then turned us into this second fiddle. They called us Nigerians because they know Nigerians have no identity. Nigerians have no real identity, no definition of who is a Nigerian. Since we have no real definition, they told us to bury our own identity. Don't say you are Yoruba. Yoruba is not greater than Nigeria. Those who ensured of that are the people we are going to do away with and then liberate the minds of our people. The message of keeping quiet, the message of keeping or holding on. You see, the message of being gentle and whatever they tell us or whatever they have managed to condition us as, the Yorubas are respectful. Yorubas are never expected to be so kind of confrontational. All these adjectives are pure bullshit that we must unlearn. Do you understand? We must begin. We must call ourselves those crusaders. The crusaders who are going to be liberating minds. The poverty that you see, the physical poverty you see in Yoruba land, those are just it's just a fraction of the level of poverty they have dipped us into. I'm talking about those who have agreed in total with everything that Nigeria thrown at us. When I say Nigeria thrown them at us, I'm talking about when Nigeria came together in 1957 to start with. Yorubas have been ruling ourselves. We got self-determination, self-rule before the rest of Nigeria. So we are not talking from, the position of imaginary or the position of imagination, so to say. We have been there before the rest of Nigeria got or tasted what was called independence, freedom. Yorubas have been ruling ourselves. We have been ruling ourselves. But guess what? From after 1966, every goddamn Yoruba man and woman who have had the opportunities to sit on the table where they are discussing Nigeria, where Yorubas are meant to be also, we're supposed to be at the front runner, decision makers, the decider of what happened in Nigeria by every right that we hand. But you see, we lost all of that the moment we started having rogues or moales, the moales in Yoruba land, who now grew up, gain access to power. They had the chance of representing Yoruba at that table. They call it Nigeria table, right? And when you send them there, they no longer speak for Yoruba. They no longer represent Yoruba. They now speak for themselves. They represent themselves. And when you say, no, that's not for us, how do I know they have not been speaking for you? They have not been speaking for us. My brothers and sisters, right? My fathers and mothers, my uncles and aunties. Trust me, the brethren in the temple of truth, right? If you don't believe me that these guys have not been representing you, if you don't actually have any means of believing, maybe if I tell you this, look around you. When they talk about poverty, capital of the world, they are talking about Nigeria. Yoruba is part of that. When they are talking about the country, put it this way, when they talk about the no electricity in Nigeria, they are talking about Yoruba land as well. The underdevelopment of Nigeria, the shithole that Nigeria has become, every part of things you've been told about Nigeria, or you know about Nigeria, or you've read about Nigeria, or you've confirmed about Nigeria, we have been sharer, partaker in every of those vice. And guess what? We are not different from the people of Borno. We are not different from the people of Niger. We are not different from some of those places where you've read about horrible things, poverty, famine, and then what have you. We are not different. For 60 years, there is no real industry in Yoruba land. There is no electricity in Yoruba land. There is no real good, real road network in Yoruba land. There is no real medical system in Yoruba land. There is no dependable, reliable, and in fact, original or qualitative education in Yoruba land. And now we are just chasing shadows, scrapping the bottom of the barrels. We are poor because we have poor representatives from 1966 who have never represented Yoruba land but themselves, and they continue to do so. And the result of that is the poverty we are dealing with in Yoruba land, the backwardness we are dealing with in Yoruba land, the joblessness we are dealing with in Yoruba land. Look at our future, look at our young people. All these damages done in the last 60 years on the Yoruba people, done by Nigeria. They didn't do them single-handedly. They were done with the cooperation, with the support and the backing and the funding of Yoruba people, the Yoruba representatives in the project Nigeria. So don't look away, don't look around too far. This is the reason why I can tell you what they did to us. They did it to us. And that is why they can never be trusted. They can never be trusted. And as a Yoruba man, that project Nigeria is dead. And the people who call themselves representatives of the Yoruba people, they are not representatives of the Yoruba people. You will be the representatives of the Yoruba people. I will be the representative of the Yoruba people. Because if it's not Yoruba first, if they say it's Nigeria first, it is a scam. and you should never be part of it. If you are part of it, you are validating it. Validating it means that you are an accomplice. Don't complain all the time afterward. Come on. We don't want to be complainers. We want to be doers. And I'm so happy on the Temple of Truth, Maiyegun General, as the general overseer of the Temple of Truth, we have chosen our own battle. And then we are not pretending about it. And we are not looking back on it as well. I mean, we are Yoruba people, aren't we? We are Yoruba people. And then, you know, there's something else we have done. We have decided never to be like the old, divisive, racist opportunists who have been parading themselves as Yoruba progressives, Tinubu and gang. If you want to look for those who are ethnic bigots, you know, racist political criminals, those opportunists who can use religious fanaticism and anything else just to gain power, Tinubu and gang, they don't represent the Yorubas. And I'm gonna prove that to you. It's just a matter of time. They're gonna fizzle out by the time the real Yorubas, by the time we respond genuinely. What they have right now is the what you call the blood supply they are getting right now is the ignorance and the poverty they've created in Yoruba land. Once they meet their own Waterloo, once they eat themselves up, once they self-destruct, guess what? So many people will receive their own healing. They will receive their own kind of a clear picture of the whole thing. And you know what they're going to choose? They're going to see that Nigeria is not really for them. We all know Nigeria is not for us. And they're going to see that the way out is what? If they love Nigeria, they should break it up. Break it up and save lives. Trust me, it's going to be what they will come back to. But as you speak right now, we can begin. We can all begin to wish them the adieu. Adieu, Tinubu, adieu, Swaga, adieu, the political manipulation in Yoruba land, adieu to all of this, what have you. And then listen, don't continue to join them to say PDP, PDP is different from APC. APC is different from PDP. You are going to continue to sound so stupid if you ever continue to say that. Don't say that anymore. Nobody can now tell you and say, you remember when they told you PDP was this? And then they said APC will be different. Now, APC is different, Abi. So it is like the Promax of a PDP. Now you know that PDP is controlling APC. The PDP is controlling PDP. There's no difference in them. You are just their own commodity that they are trading on. So if you don't want to be part of their commodity again, leave them behind and join the real struggle. Yoruba nation now. Biafra nation now. I am waiting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release, just to complete the whole thing. Now, when Nnamdi Kanu is out, and Oloye Sunday Igboho, and the process, the transition process that we are currently doing, when he completes all of that, and you see these two great men and so many other men all over the place that are indeed no longer going to keep quiet or stay behind the scene anymore. By the time these people comes out to the light, there's something that is going to take shine off at their 2023 charade. I am so positive about that. Yoruba nation is going on to, we are going to go on to what is called the aggressive mobilization. This aggressive mobilization is no longer just online. It's going to be more physical this time. Very physical. And volunteers are already signing up for that. Are you with me? So there's a lot that is coming to take the shine completely off the distraction called 2023. And some people said, Maiyegun, listen, Boko Haram is doing a great job. I said, how? He said, look at the job he's done so far to expose the fraud called Nigeria to everyone that comes from every part of Nigeria to know where they belong. Now everybody knows where they belong, except for those who are living the lie, hoping that maybe after Boko Haram, somebody can convince them to believe in Nigeria again differently, but they know now. Everybody knows their place. Fulanis, Hausas, Yorubas, Biafrans, Ijos, everybody knows their place now. Do you understand that? So, oh, hang on. Well, whatever. So every one of them know what they know. They know where they belong to. But however, you can choose your own battle now if you haven't made up your mind. Choose yours. I've chosen mine, and I've chosen to dedicate my time to it, which simply means we are not just going to, because you see, when you talk about the Yoruba nation, the breaking up of Nigeria, which is ideal thing to do, by the way. You break it up to save lives. If you love Nigeria, you will join the campaign, break it up to save life. But one good thing about it is that everybody knows their place. Nobody can hide that from us anymore, right? Giving them another chance, let's put it just like giving them another chance, validating any other fraud, right, it's like somebody deliberately knowing that that drink is poisoned, that charlotte is poisoned, and then you're going to take it and drink it, and you're going to say, I'm just going to drink it with faith. Maybe I won't die. Maybe it's going to get me, I'm going to get a serious stomach upset and all of that, right? Then I'm going to be fine. Maybe I won't die. That's what Nigeria is a poisoned charlotte. Don't join them in drinking it. Rather than waste your energy, right? By the time Tinubu and gang, by the time all of their charade and everything hits the rock, Tinubu is going to leave Nigeria. He's probably not going to participate in the 2023 charade. Eventually, he's probably going to have to run away as usual and just disappear. Are you with me? So don't right. I'm picking up something, and I'm thinking that you won't even need to hear that. So don't worry. I'm going to have a quick break before we round it up. I'm going to pick on something, then I'm going to come and round it up now. So I wanted to take calls too, but it seems that we would have to, hang on a bit on that because of the time. So don't go anywhere. I'm coming back. Thank you very much. Sorry, something usually comes up, especially when my time is running out like that. So I would love to take calls, but I'm going to do that tomorrow. So I'm going to round up now. Sorry, guys. Yeah. So we choose our own battle. All right. I'm a Yoruba man. I want to build alliance. I want to build bridges with other people. I want this message to become household messages where things we discuss in the house. And why do we want to live? It's because Nigeria is not giving us any real deal, and they are not ready to have that conversation with us. They always want us to put our own identity into the second place, and then put on the identity of Nigeria that is quite undefinable. No, you can't really define that. Do you get that now? So we've chosen what we think is ideal, and we are proud to share that message everywhere we want to be, or wherever we go, wherever we find ourselves, wherever we see ourselves, we want to have that chat. So tell yourselves, we are losing a lot, okay? Robbing us to save Nigeria. And if people say, what exactly are the Yorubas contributing? I mean, then please, let's go, all right? Let the Yorubas handle their own affair. We have been handling our own affairs before Nigeria was eventually forced on us, okay? So forcing it on us, and those who have been benefiting it, I mean, this, right? They don't represent us. They don't speak for us. And we need to prove that, okay? So some of them will meet their own Waterloo politically. You should never catch any feelings for them, okay? Do not catch any feelings for these rogues. Choose your own battle. Don't drink from their own poison their cup, all right? Yoruba nation is worthy of a fight. The message is worthy of sharing. The conversation is great for families because it has to do with your history, your past, your present, and then your future. Conversations that Nigeria won't let you have simply means it is a conversation that is really, really ideal for you. And that conversation of freedom, conversation about liberty, free thinking, you know what I mean? Where you are not under the draconia stranglehold of some egomaniac, killers who gain power in the name of Nigeria. So the reason why, as a Yoruba people, why it is ideal to push and push hard and push very, very, very hard as well, that Yorubas deserves better from what Nigeria is currently offering Yorubas, and that those who are benefiting from this injustice, even if they are Yorubas, that they are benefiting from it, doesn't invalidate or denies the cheating, the abuses, including the killings of what is Yoruba in Nigeria. The likes of Tinubu don't fight for Yoruba people. They fight for themselves. And then, you as a Yoruba person should never, ever be emotionally dragged into any of those fights that involves these, our ruiners, the criminals who claim to represent Yoruba people in all of this. If not, you will be enabling them too. And there's no sympathy for those who have no respect for themselves. As a Yoruba man, I respect myself a lot. And I want to see other Yorubas who respect themselves, never to respect those who disrespect us. Tinubu and the majority of the Yoruba politicians who are claiming one Nigeria, simply because of what they are benefiting from it. They don't represent us. They don't speak for us. They speak for themselves. And it is an insult to you and myself for them to turn around and say, nobody can divide Nigeria. When you see a Yoruba politician or a Yoruba king or one Yoruba criminal, or these Omuales in political offices, Omuales wearing crowns in Yoruba land, and we're calling them kings, Obas here and there. We have so many Omuales among them, but don't worry. The time we fish them out. Yes, the time we fish them out. And then at the time we deal with them as well. In the course of this whole thing. If you see any Yoruba son or daughter, any Yoruba man or woman that tells you that Nigeria cannot break, nothing can break Nigeria, and they are saying it with confidence, right? I want you to know this. It is because of what they are benefiting from it, or what they hope to benefit from it. You are a Yoruba man. You are a Yoruba woman. Be proud of who you are, okay? For years, for decades, Nigeria made you believe that your Yoruba-ness is given to you because of your Nigerianness. This mad belief is what we must change from the minds of our people, because like I said, there's so much poverty in the land. The majority poverty, I mean, the most difficult poverty that we must fight and deal with. It's not the poverty of lack or want, or have. It is pretty much the poverty of the mind. They have impoverished the minds of our people. Their thinking faculties have been altered, brutalized, abused, and long-time abuses has completely destroyed the psyches of so many of our people. And these abuses are still ongoing. When you live in a place where there is no time or a plan, when you are going to stop sleeping in the dark or in the darkness, when you live in a place where you probably have no liberty of going to or getting a proper education without having to break the bank, when you have when you don't have the liberty of having access to better medical care for your family and the rest of them, a place where you just have to make do with whatever they provide for you. You can't think. You can't reason clearly. An hungry man, they say, is an angry man. And then it is, they say, you are not you when you are hungry. Rather than end hunger, invest in the people. For 60 years, these rogues have been parading themselves as honorable men and women. X this, X that, governor this, governor that. While our people have been subjected to one thing and one thing only: survivor. What are we going to eat tomorrow morning? Is the concern of more than 80% of the Yoruba people who went to bed this evening. Yoruba families who are going to bed in Yoruba land today, 80% of them are going to bed thinking about what are we going to eat tomorrow? What are we going to feed the kids? Am I going to get paid? Am I going to ever be able to pay my rent and the rest of all those concerns? So which means their thoughts and minds are always on survivor. How do we survive tomorrow? No thanks to the rogues and criminals who are flaunting ill-gotten wealth, stolen wealth. They call themselves rich people because they had the opportunity of being in public offices. They stole your money and they flaunt them right before your eyes, right before your faces, and you could do nothing because you need to survive. These narratives and all of them are the reasons why we should all know that the poverty we are going to be fighting in Yoruba land, the ignorance we are going to be fighting in Yoruba land, these are the things that cannot be seen. They are not physical. And therefore, when you are dealing with people that have been conditioned, abused, subjected to this kind of trauma for years, for decades, always have that at the back of your mind that what you are going to be battling with is not really physical. It's not physical. It is much, much, much psychological. And I'm happy that my message does get to enough people, but just not enough. You get what I mean now? So that's why we choose this battle, and the battle of liberating and enlightening ourselves of the danger of our choices. If people don't know the danger of their choices, they will likely never want to be responsible for them. MaiyegunsDiary Politico, Maiyegun General at the Temple of Truth. We took it upon ourselves to remind ourselves every day of our decisions, political and otherwise, mostly political. Your decisions to act or not to act, they all have consequences. And when you understand the consequences of your decisions or your actions, you are likely going to be able to control them. And when you are able to control your actions and your decisions, thinking straight enough to make all those decisions, you are likely going to be changing the result or the outcomes or the circumstances of all that you have witnessed. So this is the message. Once you know that when you do something again and again and again, you're going to get the same result again and again and again and again, you will only be a madman to expect a different result. Nigeria is not working. It will never work. The characters that have made Nigeria and brought Nigeria to this state, these characters are still at play. They are still there offering solution and then the way forward. You can't be part of a problem and at the same time say you are going to be part of the solution. You've done that before. We've done that. We've been there. We've been there. We've done that. So that's why many of us don't believe in them. We don't believe in Nigeria. But it still does exist. Legally, it's still existing. And by all rights, yes, by all rights, We have the right to say we don't want to be part of this anymore legally. And until that happens, you must always, always remember that nobody's going to do this for us. We will do it ourselves. Nobody's coming to save us. We will save ourselves. And that is why I'm preaching it every now and then on MaiyegundsDiary Politico to learn. To my brethren, you, my brethren, learn how to hold your hands. In this time of struggle, tribulation and all of that, remember that you all have a common enemy. One single enemy. No matter those in charge of that single enemy, you must never lose the focus or your eyes or your gaze on the target. The system they put together in Nigeria is your enemy. The system is rigged, and the system is the one that makes you a second class in a country that is supposed to be your own. Now, it is that system that is your enemy. It doesn't matter who is in charge of that system. An Hausa man, a Fulani man, an Igbo man or woman, Yoruba man or woman, Ijo man or woman, Nupe man or woman, a Christian or a Muslim, an atheist, whatever you want to say, it is that system. If you don't break it, it will continue to break you. I don't know how long we're going to hold. I just feel like there is strength in number. If a Yoruba man feels marginalized by a system, and an Igbo man feels marginalized by the system, and a Hausa man feels marginalized or left out by the system, scared enough to lose it to other people. A Fulani man is so scared to lose power to another people because he's so scared that he's never going to be protected. If everybody feels concerned and feels marginalized, the right thing to do is to have a conversation. But when they say there is no conversation, you just have to take it that way. Then you know that it is the system talking. The system doesn't know you as a Yoruba man. The system doesn't know you as an Igbo man. The system doesn't know you as a Fulani man. The system only understands you as a subject. If you don't follow the status quo, you are considered a rebel, an enemy. And it doesn't matter who is in charge of that system then. It is a rigged system. It has to go. And it can only go if everyone who feels left out, who feels marginalized, who is not part of the inner circle of the elite, as they call themselves, the criminals who brought us to our knees this way. When you hold hands on the temple of truth, yes, you may have your differences. Yes, we may have our disagreements. Yes, we may agree to disagree or disagree to agree, because we all have our different ways and approach, different ways that we believe that we should approach this. But on MaiyegundsDiary Politico, the temple of truth, I teach you every now and then. I also admonish you every now and then to remember and recognize that you all have one single enemy, a system, the system that is killing you, the system that is killing me, the system that is keeping us backward, the system that doesn't even give a damn about you. Now, when you hold hands, and you hold hands in what do you call it? In solidarity. You hold hands in worship. You hold hands in comradeship. You are never going to see an Igbo man. You are never going to see a Fulani man. You're never going to see a Hausa man. You're never going to just see a Yoruba man. You're not just going to be seeing a Nupe man, an Ijo and Efik man. You're not going to just be seeing all these people. You're going to be holding brethren. You're going to be holding the hands of your brethren in the struggle, because the system that wants to kill him as a Biafran is the same system that wants to kill you as a Yoruba man. It is the same system that wants to kill you as a Middle Beltan. It's the system that wants to kill you as a Muslim. It is the system that wants to kill you as a Christian. If you hold hands, you can stop it. But if you go after it individually, you are likely going to be counting the bodies, the casualties, because these criminals, they hold no prisoners. And since if you go against that system, you are automatically considered a rebel. So if the system sees you as a rebel for disagreeing with it, who should you make your own fellow brethren? Just the same people who disagree with the system. You don't hate them. You don't hate their approach. You don't disagree with them to have them hung. You hold their hands. And that's what we do on the Temple of Truth. Hold our hands. Hold our hands. If our oppressors don't keep prisoners, why you they catch feelings for them? Why are you catching feelings for your oppressors? Why are you feeling somehow for your oppressors? They don't give a damn. They don't blink before the eviscerators. They don't blink. If they have to kill you to keep Nigeria one, they will do it. And they will do Thanksgiving the following Sunday in church. Thank you, Jesus, for this past week. Thank you, Jesus, for keeping Nigeria one. Thank you, Jesus. And everybody will still say amen. Do you understand what that means? It simply means you are just an awaiting victim. You are only waiting for Nigeria to happen to you. So don't just say it. You need to act it. Before Nigeria happened to you, then you yourself happened to Nigeria. Do you love Nigeria? Do you? Of course you do. Then if you love Nigeria, break it up to save lives. Think about that. So thank you very much, everyone, for your time. I'm going to round up now, okay? Now, you can take a moment. Our time is back. UK time is now Niger time, okay? So I'm going to be going live every 8 p.m. except on a special circumstance or circumstances, okay? So from tomorrow, my friends, our starting time shall be 8 p.m. every night. The reason for that is that if we start from 8 p.m., we can possibly have 2 hours or 2.5 hours conversation, whereby we can also have calling enough time to do all of that, okay? So change your setting, change your diary, and change the time. 8 p.m. from tomorrow. And thanks so much for staying with me up to this time. We nearly clock 2,000 of us tonight earlier, and only 500 of you actually dropped your offerings. Shocking, isn't it? Well, you can do that now. You know that you cannot you cannot hold share, Ogun, the god of iron here. You know what I mean? In the Temple of Truth, like the video, share it if you haven't. It is one of the easiest things to do if you have stayed with me this long. Thank you, by the way. And I'm going to see you some other time. You all have a wonderful evening. At the same time, even a greater week. Good night.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
àníyàn súnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé.
ijó ìgbádìyẹ
Maiyegun máa wí.
àníyàn súnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé.
pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o
Maiyegun máa wí.
àníyàn súnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé.
tí gómìnà kówó jẹ
Maiyegun máa wí.
àníyàn súnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé.
ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá
Maiyegun máa wí.
àníyàn súnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o
Maiyegun máa wí.
àníyàn súnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé.
òkúra olóṣèlú
Maiyegun máa wí.
àníyàn súnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé.
àníyàn súnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀.